Okay, I look like a hot mess right now, but I don't really know any other time I'm gonna film VEDA for today, so we're gonna do this now. I just took a 4 mile run because we had a break in the rain. Yay, we had rain in California today! And also because I submitted a revised chapter today. It's my first one that's been submitted that's of revised chapterness, and yeah, so that feels good, but I'm also having kind of difficulties on this second chapter, so I took a 4 mile run that I needed to take today and didn't get to this morning, and I listened to a mindfulness pro you podcast while I was running and kind of came back to that whole metaphor while I was listening to the podcast about grad school being a marathon and having ran a marathon before. You run one marathon and you think you're like the expert. I know I'm no expert on marathon running, but just the analogy comparing grad school and a marathon is very true. I mean, all the training up to a marathon is usually the hard part, and all the schooling up to grad school is very difficult and drawn out. But the marathon itself is very challenging in a different way. And I kind of feel like I'm at mile like 23, 24 of my grad school marathon. So in mile 23, 24, from my experience in an actual running marathon, your legs are pretty much shot and you're kind of cursing yourself for not pacing better. Um, and you're just, it's only a few more miles, but those few more miles could be 100 miles from that point. So that's where I feel now. I mean, I'm totally I fight every day to work on my thesis and get it done, and it's not fun, but I know the finish line is near. Um but yeah, it's that analogy is probably if anyone ever asked me, but then again, then they would have had to, I think you might have to run a marathon to actually understand that, but that's what I'm feeling today. But I'm feeling hopeful. I am moving forward. I have hired a thesis coach, so we meet once a week and we have daily emails talking about what I'm supposed to be doing and talking through my struggles. It's kind of like a thesis therapist, and I mean, I've only been talking with her for a few days, and just my attitude, or just knowing I have someone that's keeping me accountable and whose only job is to make sure that I'm having productive workflow. I've gotten to the point where I just need that. I mean, I'm usually a pretty productive person, but I've been pretty beaten down by this grad school process, and I just need to get it done so I can move on with my life. But yeah, so I guess today's theme is perseverance and just fighting through it. Yeah, never so much have I felt like that I do this beginning of 2015. Oh god, I don't even want to think of defense because that just like scares me so much. We'll get through this one step at a time, one day at a time, sometimes one breath at a time. Wow, I'm getting way too deep, so I'm gonna go now. Tomorrow I actually have work outside my house. Well, I have tutoring later today, but maybe we'll be outside my bedroom. We could only hope. Bye, guys.